Hi there everyone, it's Cicely at So White. Today I'm going to show you how to make the really easy owl cake. Okay, so what I've done is I've made a chocolate Victoria sponge, and what I've done is I've taken a piece of A4 paper, cut it to a square, fold it in half and then draw an owl shape. Really easy. I'll put the one I've done on the website, so if you want to just download it and cut it, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so what I've done is I've made sure that it's, want to take as much of the cake as possible. You don't really want to have to cut too much off. So what I do is just put it down. To cut it, just use a sharp knife. And I always do this on a board before putting it onto a plate or something, because you don't want to damage anything. And go slowly. And I'm definitely one of those people who likes to rush things sometimes, but you can always do little details afterwards. And what thing I'd say is when you bake the cake, if you use greaseproof paper in the bottom, leave the greaseproof paper on underneath the cake while you cut it, because then it's not all going to fall apart too quickly, because it will still be sort of cemented down. So there we go, there's the owl. And now because I've left it on the greaseproof paper, it will come off in better blocks rather than absolutely loads and loads of crumbs. Because Victoria sponge is a crummier cake than a Madeira. Okay, so there we go. So there is the basic owl, and I will put him on a nice plate, and then we can start decorating. After cutting the cake, I flipped it over so we've got a flat side to work on. Don't worry if any bits fall off, it's going to happen with Victoria sponge because they are quite a crummy cake. What I've done is I've whipped up a quick batch of chocolate ganache. This one is 300 grams of dark chocolate, 300 ml of double cream and 22 grams of unsalted butter. And I can't tell you how amazing this smells. Okay, so what we're going to do is use this as the covering before we add the extra decorations. Okay, so just going to have to cover it now. So it's quite a thick one, so you want it to stick, because if it's too runny, it will just run off. You want it to work with quite a nice. What I'm going to do is put it on the top and then pull it down. Whoa! Crikey, put it back in. Let's have a quick taste to make sure it tastes okay. Oh yeah, that tastes good. Okay, what I'm going to use is you can use little palette knives. I've got little knives, but I find that a normal knife can work just as well. I was a bit annoyed being told in a cake shop once that if I didn't have the perfect palette knife, I'd never be able to do this, and I can say that that is absolute rubbish. Most of the time I end up just using a normal knife. Well, again, try it. If you want to try using a palette knife, try using a palette knife, but save your money and try using a knife first, and if it doesn't work, then try a palette knife. Right, okay, so there is the basic chocolate owl cake, and now what you can do is, decorate it however you want. This is great, sort of easy cake to make with kids, because you can do all this bit for them, cut it out, and then just let them decorate it however they want. But what I'm going to do is a cake based on my birthday cake, which you can find on the blog and on the YouTube page, and make it look like he's got a big sort of fluffy belly. So what I'm going to use are these orange chocolate buttons. They're available in Sainsbury's. I can't remember, I think they're silver spoon ones. So yeah, all I'm going to do is do exactly what I did with the sugar paste. Start the bottom in the middle. And so you just start off by putting some next to each other. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is put the next one sort of just balance. And what you might want to do is just push them into the chocolate so they stick. So they should all be in the chocolate. Right, okay, so there is the belly. So you probably all do it a lot neater than me. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the rest of the owl to make him look sort of like feathery and fluffy as well, I've taken some just regular shop bought chocolate chips and I've put them in the blender so they're all a little bit battered and they're not shiny anymore. But they have a sort of a really nice nice texture to them and I think they look really nice. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle these on the rest of the cake to give a, you don't have to put too much, but I think these will sort of make him look a bit more feathery as well. So yeah, these are just regular chocolate chips, just put in a blender, just to sort of bash them up a little bit. Okay, so here is the almost finished bird. He's got his feathers on, he's got his big orange belly. And now what I'm going to do is add the eyes. And what I did is I made these earlier, Blue Peter style. 3 circles, white, a colour and black for the eyes. And to put them on, I'm going to use just a little bit of leftover chocolate ganache. You don't need much for this, it's just to sort of hold it in place so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so first eye on there. And second eye. Yeah. Okay, so fantastic. So now I've got eyes, and for a finishing touch, I've got a little yellow nose. So I'll just put a little bit of ganache on that as well. Ooh. Put in the ganache, clever. And there we go. Really, really easy, quick owl cake. Absolutely fantastic. Now to carve them up.